those were our projections for the next 3 to 5 years, was that each band's next album was going to sell more CDs than it was the prior one. But that turned out to not be true, right? Every single band started selling less and less and less. And then we had the financial collapse of 2008 or 9. Um, and it wasn't just Trustkill that every release was selling less, it was every single label. So all of a sudden, the distributors, where like I could go to them and say, hey, I need $500,000 to put this band in Ozfest and put them in a bus and place their CD on end caps. All of a sudden, they were like, I don't think so, because we don't believe you anymore that CDs are going to sell, because they're not selling for anybody. So that put me in a bad spot at Universal, and I saw the writing on the wall, you know, at least a year and a half in advance. And then me and my lawyer, we start flying out to LA, and we're doing this whole thing, and we're meeting with, everyone at Universal. And the guy I signed my deal with, he unfortunately died like 6 months after I signed the deal, the president of the company. They got a new president. I remember walking into this meeting and he's wearing a cowboy hat, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Like, this dude doesn't know jack shit about my company, my label, my bands, my scene. He knows nothing. And that's really what it was. He goes, who are you? What are these bands? I've never heard of any of this shit. Your records are selling half to a third of what you projected. And I was like, well, yeah, the business is not doing great. And, you know, um, so I knew that we would be out of money at a certain point. So I'm like, all right, we need to like renegotiate my deal, or you need to let me go so that I can continue to pay royalties and sign new bands and put out records. Um, and they just refused. So they were a secured creditor of my company. So they knew that if if they said no, that there was nothing I could do. So I had to walk away and start fresh. And they just foreclosed on the assets of the label, which at that time were just the masters and really weren't worth much